Guys, Dale from Durban in South Africa here. I'm going to discuss convolution reverb and algorithmic reverb today. In Logic Pro we've got Space Designer, which is based on a convolution reverb. Convolution reverb is made up of spaces that have been recorded and they're put into a plugin, and when you apply sound to it, it applies a sound, it applies the reverb sound to that sound. Okay, sounds a bit crazy. So if we are, let's say we want to get the sound of a very bright room, we can look through the defaults over here, and we've got rooms, and let's look for a bright room, huge room, medium tail, metallic room. That sounds like it would be quite bright. Let's listen to what that sounds like. Now in this example I've got a snare drum, and that's usually gives quite a good idea of the transient that we're looking at. Okay, so that's quite big. Let's listen to it dry. Now with. Okay, so it sounds much bigger. Obviously, I wouldn't leave it like that unless I was going for something crazy. You want to play with the wet and dry. So obviously the dry signal is the signal with no reverb, and there's your reverb signal, or what is often known as wet. Okay, you want to look at the EQ, and in this plugin there's a lot of other things that you can look at. There's the volume curve, where you're actually able to adjust the volume of the decay, okay, in various ways. You can take it from the transient, or you can take it from the sustain, or the decay of the note. You've got reverse, which is a very cool effect. Now if we listen to reverse, I just want you to hear this, because you can reverse the sound of that. Okay, so that's dry. You can take the dry effect right out and just listen to the reverse. That's pretty cool. Okay. One of the other reverbs that you get is algorithmic reverb. Algorithmic reverb is based on a mathematical equation which is made up using the psychoacoustic concept, the Haas effect. Actually, all delays and reverbs and choruses are use the Haas effect and psychoacoustic concept. Now, the Haas effect is based on how our ears localize sound. Our ears are able to know very quickly where something is coming from. So if you're sitting in a room and something squeaks behind you, you're able to know exactly where that is very quickly. Within 35 milliseconds you'll know, sometimes even quicker than that. So they build these algorithms using those concepts. Okay, so we look at what makes up a room sound. Okay, and we've got early reflections, we've got the pre-delay, sound bouncing off various walls. We've got a different amount of walls depending on what room we're wanting to use. And then we've got the stereo bass, and that's how wide is the sound, how big is the room, how wide do we want this to be. Okay, then we've got the room size. That makes a huge effect. That's all based on our early reflections. Then we have the diffuse or the reverb section. You've got your initial delay, your spread, which is also based on the stereo concept, your crossover frequency. Now obviously you'll have the transient, and then what is repeated afterwards will be obviously won't be as thick or as rich as the initial note, because there isn't that transient left in it. It's just the sustain or the decay of the note. So you need to play with the different effects, the different controls to control the EQ of your room. Okay, that makes a big difference to how believable your sound will be. Because in the end of the day, if you're mixing music, you're trying to make a realistic sound of a realistic room. Okay, if you use too much reverb, it makes the music muddy. It makes mixing really hard. So you need to use very low wet amounts, and obviously know what room you're trying to emulate. I hope that this has been informative, and that I haven't left anything out. Thanks very much for your time and for critiquing this. If I've left anything out, please leave me some notes in the comments. Thanks very much. Bye.